Right, hello again. Getting on to part 4. I was talking about the other day the rake wall, and how it was the remaining rake wall is different to the other one in as much as there's windows in it. Not that much more complicated, but obviously it is slightly different. So what we're going to do, I'm sorry to start back on the pen and paper again as an opening to the film, but it does explain a little bit of what we're going to do, which will all become self-explanatory as we do it. Right, before we go into too much depth about the rake wall, what I was waffling on about the other day regarding the joists going 90 degrees to each other might have been a bit confusing with me waving my hands around. It's a little bit of a sketch. Again, we'll see this in practice later on, but this is not the ultimate method, it's just the way I'm going to do it. This is a plan view. The joists are running across the shortest width, the 3 metre width, yeah. When I get to the end, both ends, I'm going to stop one short and I'm going to put the rafters at 90 degrees because I want a 300mm all the way around to have a soffit. So I want a 300mm overhang, as it were. So the roof will be 300mm all the way around, bigger than the floor. Now these here will be supported on that rafter, also on top of the wall, and then fly out to the fascia board which is going around there. That'll hold everything nice, and there's a 1-inch fascia board going all the way around. At the front we're doing the same, but we're flying out over to a metre. So we've got a metre canopy, if you like, there. Sorry for the state of this paper, it's been around since I first little sketched this idea out. There's tea and coffee stains all over it. Okay, I know. Anyway, just a brief thing. What you normally do, if you put a roof truss on, imagine a proper sort of pre-formed roof truss. Right, what we'll have is this one will be about 50mm from the corner of the wall, so that it acts as a board catcher up the corner as well. Same as if you've got a ceiling joist. Right. Okay, welcome to the next day, our next wall. I've cut all the studs and I'll show you in a minute what I've done around the windows. So it kind of puts what I explained in the classroom bit to put into practice a bit, so it'll be a bit more clear anyway now. But we'll walk over there now and I'll go through it. Right. Okay, so we've got your sill, which is doubled up, your top cripples, which in this case is where I wanted the window. Don't forget, on top of here you've got a double header plate, and then you've got your 145mm, your roof timbers, etc. So we're getting quite high. So we've still got a header plate on top of here before we get to the ceiling, as it were. So it's still pretty much the same. That's pretty much central, the window is, to the height of the wall. But that's, in a nutshell, the window layout. So we've got one window here, going back, spanning back a little bit. So walking along, you've got one window here, another window almost at the end. Why I've chosen to put one here is because 120mm from the end, sorry, 1200mm from the end, 4 foot in, I'm going to have a room at the back, storage space at the back. So if you look at that back stud where the double is, that's pretty much where the room's going to end, the main room. So we've got, you can see on the floor compared to that, that's pretty much about 4 foot away. 1200mm away is this window. This one's on the corner, and there'll be another one next to it, sort of here, and another one next to that, here, and then the door. Should be good. What I've done is marked the bottom, the sole plate, where all the studs are going to go, including a little bit of work out where the window is. So I'll do what's normal, you do the windows first, then fit your studs around it. So we'll get on with that then, and I'll assemble, because none of that's assembled, none of the windows, they're just placed in place. So I'll get all the windows knocked up, and then we'll start putting the frame in. Right, what I've done now, I've nailed all the sole plate on, so I've laid a top plate over the top. I've just marked the position of each one so I can transfer it up and then they'll all be straight. I know the top is technically 2mm longer because it's on an angle than the sole plate is, but really it's a thing called rough framing for nothing. That'll be fine. So I'll get a look at that on then. Okay, I've been having a think, or I've been forced into having a think. Really? Okay, this last stud, the corner stud, I'm going to leave it off for a couple of reasons. I mean, obviously it's the full length of the deck of the flooring. In order to keep this one strutted, I'm going to have to, I know my luck. So if I took that off just so I could get this sorted, I'm going to have a storm tonight, even though it's not there, and it's going to be everywhere. So I'll leave it on, the strut, and I'm going to get it all squared up with the boards, as I did with that side. And then I'll leave this last half a board off. I mean, to be fair, it's over a window anyway. So it's going to be easy to I'll just clad sheath around the window for the last one. I'll do it in situ, which is going to be a lot easier, because don't forget I've got to put the side to wrap round. You know, when I put the sheathing on, you've got like a thickness of a timber on the corner post where it wraps round. So I'm going to have to upend it and then push it around the back again, the same as we did on the back wall. So it's getting dark. Well, it's not getting dark, but I ain't got time to sheathe it, or inclination, to be honest. So I'll board it tomorrow night, maybe not all together, but because I'll be at work. So I'll come back on the evening and do it. But we'll get through it, and hopefully we'll get this one up for Sunday again. Let's see. Thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Right, morning. I've got up a bit early today to try and beat the intense heat, but I've come out about 7:30. I thought it's a bit unreasonable to start soaring and banging to the Saturday morning, so I've left it till 8 o'clock. Try to get it a bit cooler, so we'll see what we can do before it gets up to 30 odd degrees again. Right, we're on the case of boarding this beautiful frame we've created. But what we've got, what I'm going to do, I'll turn you around and we'll have a look. Right, what we've got, he's got this nice and parallel and smooth finish, right, all the way across. Nothing's nailed yet, it's just placed in there. And what we've got then is this overhang lined up with that mark. And that overhang then is the wrap round, which will go around the edge of this corner to the final part of this OSB. That's your 95 plus your 11. So that's nice and square, like we said. Happy days there. Now over the other side, what we've got here is that same overhang. As you can see where the mark is, it's short, so this frame has got to be knocked that way after we nail all across that bottom edge. So we'll get on and do that. Alright, so what we're going to attempt to do, I'm going to use this timber as a lever, put it against here, and we'll lever this slot back. The bottom's nailed, the bottom of the board is nailed. So as we do it, the bottom of the board will stay obviously where it is, and this frame will go that way to meet it down the side, just like we did before. So we'll have a go at that. Check for that. Right, so as you saw me doing then, leaving it over, I did do a little bit too far, as you saw me kicking it back a little bit. So that line on the top of the wall is now smack on, so perfectly parallel at the back, perfectly parallel across the bottom. That's it, that's our standard set. We keep going to that now, it'll be lovely. Thing as usual now, we'll get the rest of the boards down, each one. Give it a little tap if it needs a bit of fettling, just knock it sideways. Once they're all down, it's going to be nice and square. I'm going to span that, cut the window out with a router later on. What I'll do, so I mentioned, well, a few seconds ago to you, but the other day to me, is I'm going to stop with this OSB finishes there, leave this last panel off. Several reasons. I can't get it without taking the braces off. I suppose I could do now, it's nice and calm. I'll have to do it before I throw it up anyway. And to be fair, this is only going to be a little bit to patch around the window and this little side corner, so save on a bit of board as well, so we'll get on with that. Okay, now we've cut and offered this next one up. We're nice against there. Cheers, bribes. We're nice against there. So here, look, you see there's an overhang there. So the hole, with that being butted right across there, we're going to have to bring this framework now this way. So it's a bit awkward because I say but I'll tap it over, try and keep it straight. I'll just put one nail in that corner, one nail in that corner, keep it nice, and we'll tap him over. Okay, what I'm going to do now is wake Brandon up, see if we can get it lifted up. But obviously it's so heavy, as we lift it up, chance of it sliding and falling off quite high. So just a precaution. We'll just screw 2 stoppers, if you like, on the ends, just as blockers, one there, one at the other end. So when we pick it up, as it picks up, it'll hit that, slide into place without a catastrophe. That's the plan. Right, that's all the lines snapped. Now I've had a bit of a nail fest. Trying to get Brandon up. He's not very well, he said. I don't know, but anyway, we'll try this on our own. What I'm going to do, well, apart from probably kill myself, is I'm going to screw one end, 2 loosely screwed lengths, so when I pick it up, just screw it on the one end. As I pick the whole wall up, they'll swing down and act as legs, so I can put it so high and drop it down, reposition myself, and maybe put a longer leg on to get another stage up. I don't know if you're not seeing this, it all went wrong and I'm either injured or too embarrassed to tell you. We'll do it, we'll see how it works anyway. Leave it on for a bit. Dry bee, come out. finally finished the frame. I'll check it up now. I'm not going to clad it, as you can see. Well, I'll show you in a sec. It's more holes than it is sheet. If I covered it with sheet and then cut it out with the router, there's going to be mostly 90% scrap on the floor, so I'll actually cut the pieces purposefully and put them on afterwards. Plus, it's going to be a lot easier to get this up without it being clad. On that subject, let me just turn you around for a sec. What we're going to do, we'll put it in, obviously in that gap there. I haven't nailed the sole plates through like I have the other two sides, for the simple reason, as I might want to just kick it out a fraction, just enough to get this one upended, and then as soon as we're ready we can just tap everything in and I'll nail all that. So we'll get on with that, but it's been a bit disjointed, this filming session, because I've had a few problems with batteries not being charged and memory cards being full. So what we've got, let's get the right way up. This is the bottom, right. So we've got the same as we've got over there with the sills of the two windows. So we've got the door. It's already ordered this, so this, when it comes, this will fit. The hole there will fit the frame with a 5mm all the way around. This one, the same size sills from the deck all the way up. Obviously the top of this one's flat, so these will be uniform. And we just try to equal space them out in after the door, in the remainder of the wall. Just try to space these two windows fairly evenly, whilst keeping that gap, which is up that corner, the same as that gap that's on the adjacent wall. So I'll try and throw it up. So, like I say, as usual, if it all goes wrong, you won't see it. Right, that's probably it for today and the rest of this video. So I'll get it sheeted up for the next one, but this is it then. The wall's in. It's really looking quite nice. So all the way around we got a box. God, that's dazzled. And yeah, it's getting a bit late now. Sun's about to go down, so we'll leave it at that, and I'll get that sheeted up for the next one. So thanks for watching, and give us a big thumbs up, and see you soon. Just giving it the once over. You alright, mate?